Good afternoon. I hope everybody is doing well today. This coming Sunday, we have a story from the Gospel of John about Jesus coming into the temple and turning over tables and disrupting the way things happen in the temple. And Steve Garnas Holmes from unfoldinglight.net has written a couple reflections on this that I think are very helpful and help us to think about this in new ways. A little teaser for Sunday's Gospel. There's also a reflection on the Old Testament lesson from Exodus, where God gives what we call the Ten Commandments to the people as a way to live together. And he also has a very different way of looking at that than we usually do. So I'd like to share these reflections with you today. The first is based on John 2, verse 19. This is part of that story of Jesus overturning the tables in the temple. And towards the end of the story, he says, "Destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up." And of course, he was talking about himself, but the people around were interpreting it as the building of the temple. So this reflection is called Temple. God, give me courage to destroy the sacred structures so familiar and safe that sustain my habits and beliefs and protect my benefit while sacrifices are made on my behalf, not my life, not my blood. Give me the audacity to overturn the tables of racism, to drive out the money changers of privilege and entitlement. Give me courage to disrupt my worship of myself, the temple of my own well-being, so the body of my self-giving may be raised. Give me courage to allow you to tear down and raise up even me. And his second reflection for Sunday's Gospel is based on John 2, verse 15. Making a whip of cords, he drove all of them out of the temple, both the sheep and the cattle. This is entitled Right Sacrifice. Let's correct a few misconceptions from your Sunday school comic book pictures. First, he doesn't use the whip on people. He uses it to herd the animals out. Second, he's not mad. This isn't an outburst. It takes time and patience to braid a whip. It's carefully staged, symbolic street theater, a protest. Third, the money changers belong there. They exchange Jewish coins, acceptable for offerings or for buying sacrificial animals, for the unclean Roman money that people carry. It's how you make a sacrifice. And they aren't overcharging. Jesus isn't criticizing commercialization. He's protesting sacrifice. Mark says he wouldn't allow anyone to carry a vessel through the temple. A deep instinct tells us our brokenness before God can be fixed by transferring it elsewhere, making another creature or person or race suffer for us. A little saving violence, a scapegoat. Jesus disrupts our sacrifices. After all, we're not making the sacrifice, the sheep is. He doesn't use the whip to hurt people. It's to rescue the sheep. Stop this, he says, on behalf of God. I will be the sheep. Our brokenness is accepted, as is. God is the one who suffers. We break all 10 commandments when we pretend otherwise. And that's the third reflection on the reading from Exodus with the 10 commandments. Based on Exodus 20:1-3. Then God spoke all these words. I am the Holy One, your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me. This reflection is entitled The 10 Do's. Some think of the 10 Commandments as the thou shalt nots, the big 10 don'ts. Don't do this, don't do that. But they're not so negative. They're the way we practice faithfulness. They're the 10 do's. 1. Give your life to the one who gives life and sets you free. 2. Trust that God is greater than you can imagine. 3. Let God use you, not the other way around. 4. Let yourself be without having to do. 5. Honor the world you belong to. 6. Practice anti-violence. 7. Be faithful and help others to do so. 8. Set your heart on sharing. 9. Be truthful. And 10. Practice gratitude for all you have. Some things to think about as we come to Sunday, the third Sunday of Lent, and as we worship together on Facebook Live at 9:25. All are invited. You are welcome. Peace be with you.